Hey there.
Hello. Oh my God, we've lost
dead?
him.
Is he-
Derek is dead.
He's passed. That's a nicer way to say it. You can't say dead in the first 30
He's
seconds.
unalive.
Well, when you're shocked about it and you find out, you can
that's
say
kinda
that.
true.
Oh my God, he's dead. And then now we go.
That's a good look.
Now it's been a moment, and we go, you guys, I hate to inform you, but our friend Derek Acosta has passed.
I like when pets die. God damn it.
Oh my God. Well, great news. Great news. He's back.
Sorry.
Bad news.
Sorry.
I'm going to pass soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was startling.
Pacemaker just shut off for a few
That
seconds,
was a very...
but I'm back now.
Oh my God.
Every once in a while I stop breathing with the sleep apnea and jump started back in.
Damn.
Don't worry, I'm healthy and happy,
You just need a cup of coffee.
and all is well.
Glad that you're
The way that you're talking sounds like you're like in your third trimester. I'm very.
I'm sick.
Just warming up to this thing we call life.
Yeah. It's easy. You sound like Nicolas Cage in that horror movie that I can't remember the
Long
name of.
Legs?
Yeah, Long Legs.
Long legs. Happy to be here on the podcast.
Is that long legs? I haven't
That's
seen
how he
it.
talks, Sean.
Is it really?
Yeah, he talks like
Yes,
that.
Sean.
What?
They did it on purpose. Like they didn't show what
Yeah.
he talks like in any of the trailers.
Yeah.
Because it's that.
Why? So is it a joke to get people in theaters?
No, it's actually kind of creepy in context.
I can't be.
Out of context, it makes no sense, and that's why they didn't market it.
Was
like
that not creepy just now? Did I not do it
They
right?
they like wouldn't show his face,
I'm gonna come
and then it was like they did show like
over to your house.
I'm gonna come.
Not once, not twice.
I'm coming.
I'm coming over as many times as it takes.
he was doing that.
Yeah, bro, that's the titular line. I am long.
Whoa.
I'm long legs.
Actually, never calls himself Long.
Why is it called long legs?
He's the doll maker.
Yeah, he's the doll maker. Bro, he's got prosthetic stuff
We
on his
don't know
face.
why it's called Long Legs. That's part of the mystery. It's kind of the allure. It's kind of confusing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, scary. Why is he? Where's Daddy?
Satanic shit is always like kind of childish.
Satanic.
Satanic.
I thought it's like C Lab 2021. Satanic.
I know I said this on a previous podcast, but the marketing for that movie was so annoying because it kept being like the actress who played so and so had never seen Nicolas Cage. This is the actual heartbeat of her when she first saw him,
Yeah.
and it's just like her walking in. Boop, 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 boop. Listen, this is so fucking dumb. And now you tell me he's talking like that? Come on.
I like the marketing Long Legs. It was purposely strange, and but then I fell for the trap of I feel like if they don't tell you anything about a movie, they probably have nothing to tell you. It's like,
Yeah.
well, what's this movie about? I don't know. Let's not say. Let's just make it look weird.
Yeah, because really all I know is like, yeah, people were throwing up and crying and leaving the theater.
Oh, what a bunch of wussies.
That's
Yes,
hard.
that's what they said in the marketing. Marketing.
They've been marketing movies since the 50s.
You've
like that.
never seen a movie this scary in your life, and we came to show you how Nicolas Cage looks because he's so fucked up. And now it's
It worked. I
tell
got.
me he's singing.
I mean, I saw
I
it,
saw it. Yeah.
but it didn't live up to the hype.
well, nothing could.
I thought about it. You know, when I left the theater, I was like, "Yo, what was that?" But then I woke up the next morning and I was still thinking about it. Like, oh, I think I want to see that again. That hits me a lot. Like, I don't like a movie at first, and then I wake up and I'm still thinking about stuff, and I
Yeah.
just have this desire. Not even that I'll even change my mind. Like, no, I like it. It's like, no, I just want to see it again. Like, I have to
That's
be
good.
sure I don't like it.
Sure.
But I did
It
like
is me.
Long Legs
Double check.
for what it was.
It was enjoyable, but what I feel like they didn't properly set me up for what I was getting into because they didn't tell you what the movie was about at all.
Yeah, it
So
was totally.
Yeah, I
you
really
walk
have no
in there
idea.
and you're like, oh, this is kind of like Silence of the Lambs a little bit. I thought this would be a horror movie. This is like a FBI
Yeah.
thriller.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
yeah,
like
right. Even me saying
Yeah.
that, you're like,
Yeah,
That's the
that was like
purpose.
Saw or
I thought it was a horror
something.
movie,
Yeah.
it's like Derek said. It's like if A24 made Silence of the Lambs.
That
Okay.
Yeah,
think I'm
but
good.
instead of Hannibal Lecter, you got what we just showed.
Yeah. It's like there's supernatural shit going on in it.
Oh, okay.
And it's vague on purpose.
But
and
I didn't like that.
You didn't like that?
Because I felt like they kind of threw that in the last act of the movie.
Yeah.
And I was already like, well, you programmed me to, this is like a FBI procedural thriller. Now we're getting supernatural. Like too little, too late.
I currently just finished rewatching all of Twin Peaks again, so I think I'm like Peaks pilled. So I need that like weird supernatural, unexplained like Lynchian element. So I don't know, that drew me in, I would say.
Peaks pilled. Did you ever see The Outsider? It was a TV show with what's his name?
No.
Jason Bateman, the dude from Arrested Development.
Outsider.
I did not.
No.
No.
It was written by Stephen King. I think you would like it. I think
Okay.
it's pretty good. It's
Is it
kind
a
of like,
streaming on?
I think it was on HBO.
Okay.
So you might be able to see it on Max. It was one season, and it was very much like a investigative kind of but the paranormal thing is there from the beginning.
Okay.
And it's pretty good. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, if it's from the beginning, then I'm all in. But when you throw it to the last 15 minutes and it's like, now, wait a
It's like
minute.
they're trying to solve this mystery, but it doesn't make any fucking sense because
Yeah.
they're like, this isn't physically possible. They're
Yeah.
like, well, there's got to be some explanation. And then you start to realize, like, oh, there's some fucking paranormal shit.
Oh, that's cool. The Outside. I'll check that out. I believe Trish watched that because I'm having flashbacks of Jason Bateman. Is it like in
You're thinking
Canada or
of
something?
Ozark.
Yeah, I don't know where it's set, but
Like
it's
a cold-
definitely, yeah, it's like cold woodsy.
Yes. Okay. I'll check that out.
I still think you're thinking of Ozark, but we'll find out later.
I'm gonna watch Succession again on accident. Dude, I still get fucking roasted for that one.
That
by my
is
friends.
so funny to me.
I can't even remember the show I was supposed to watch.
You were saying I don't.
Severance.
Yeah, this is not a sci-fi show. I don't. It's good. I like it, but there's no science fiction at all. What is it? Succession? No, Severance.
I seriously got lit up last night for that. But I think like did anyone watch the new True Detective?
No, I watched.
Yes, loved it.
Yeah. Okay. Me too.
Really? 'Cause I watched the second season, and the acting was great, but the story I was out and I never came back.
I've only seen the first and the new one.
Oh.
I agree. There's a lot of mixed opinions about season 4. Some people say it's the worst season. I personally thought it was the best. Without going too far into it, I was a little disappointed with the ending, but I still really like the
Yeah.
overall season. More than anything, I like the setting because it takes place in Alaska when the sun is down and not coming up for an extended amount of time.
That's always interesting.
And I think I just really like stories that take place in an isolated, snowy landscape.
Like The
Thing,
Yes.
the Terror. That's just such a cool place
30
for.
Days a Night.
Yeah, I love
It's like-
30 Days a Night.
And it's very much that setting, you know.
But this, I feel like, kind of took inspiration from The Thing a little bit with
Oh yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
way that
The bodies.
the bodies are
Yeah,
assembled.
Yeah, yeah. There's some great practical makeup effects in that, like that they go to a lot.
Yeah.
And that has that supernatural element, but it's very rooted still in reality.
So season 4 of True Detective, and I watched a little of season 2. I totally skipped season 3.
I
I
skipped
skipped
2 and 3 because 1 just.
Two,
know
I
what?
watched the entire thing, but I thought Vince
So good.
Vaughn was great.
Really?
So good, but like that story
I'll
sucked.
be real. I didn't even really like season 1.
Really?
Really?
Oh, I love it.
really like it.
That's what hooked me. But Jodie Foster in this is just like
She's
give her a fucking what's the
Emmy.
Emmy, yeah, because she is I've never seen her act in this type of role. She's like an over-sexed like old lady. She's like a cougar in this movie.
So it's
Or the show.
all women detectives in this one in Alaska. The sun is down. There's a research station up there. I think they're studying environmental stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head what
Oh,
they're
it's
studying.
so like the Thing because they're like
Yeah.
European. It's
Yes.
a European research station.
It's a remote research station, and they get a distress call one day, and they go out there, and everybody's gone. The research station's just completely empty.
Huh.
And so they start investigating, and they find all of the researchers are like a mile away, naked in the snow, frozen.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and that's
in a
so the whole season is just like, the fuck happened to them?
Yeah.
And the detective's like, all right, we have to solve, like, is this a a murder? Like, and then people were like, you know, out here in the snow when the sun goes down, strange things happen. They're like, that's not acceptable. Like, what happened? We need to find out.
Yeah.
So they kind of
casting is-
imply like, supernatural stuff happened. I'm like, I need an answer. And so they just start investigating.
You know, even Game of Thrones, that first episode of the first season, they did that, like a whole pile of naked people in the snow. That's a very scary
Yeah.
image.
And then they
You
never
don't want to see that.
Game of Thrones famously never paid that off.
They never answered that question. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
eight seasons later, what was that? Did that ever happen again? I don't think so. Like, did the White Walkers arrange people in
I don't
that
know.
pattern? We don't fucking know.
I hate shit like that in media where it's just a loose end that
Yeah.
they forget. The thing in Lost always bugged me that like Walt killed birds when the others had him in a little. There was one scene.
Well, that's just boys being boys.
No one remembers this, but there was one scene where the others have Walt in. Sorry, Lost talk incoming, but they have
Who
him like.
wishes he was here.
Yeah, yeah, he would correct me if he was here because I'm probably getting something wrong.
No, I think you're doing this.
But it's just
perfectly.
it's one scene in the middle of like season 4 where there's birds flying over his like place they're keeping him, and he's like psychically like dropping them out of the sky. Never explain it. He's on the show later. Yeah, I know. It's like
No.
Hey, by the way, can I get back to the others real quick? Because I
I'll
think
allow
you would
it.
like it.
okay.
But what's interesting about it is it's based on a book by Stephen King, and the main investigator in the book, it's a reoccurring character that he made another book about
Oh, cool.
called Mr. Mercedes. Mr. Mercedes was a TV show that they made, I think, on AMC. So you have 2 different television series about 2 different investigations with the same character.
So it's a different case he's working, and it's different actors, right?
It's different actors, and the investigator is a girl, actually. But the character is the same because it's written from this book, so I
Yeah.
really like the character. And Mr. Mercedes is also really awesome.
A good show.
Mr. Mercedes is about a serial killer who ran over a big group of people in a Mercedes like years ago and killed like 30 people.
Oh.
And now he's like, there's an investigator who's trying to catch him, and he's like teasing that investigator, being like, I'm going to strike again. Can you stop me?
Oh yeah,
And
Black
so-
Dahlia shit.
Yeah, basically. So they have to like track down Mr. Mercedes, you know,
That's such a cool serial
before he
killer.
kills again.
That name is like Mr. Mercedes, the Night Stalker.
So I recommend Mr. Mercedes and The Outsider. Mr. Mercedes is less paranormal. Outsiders is more paranormal.
They're doing that with
The Outsider. The Outsider is a different thing.
I can't think of the.
Little pony boy.
Was it Knives Out is doing that, right? Where it's like Knives Out, then there was Glass Onion, and then
Yeah.
making a new one. But I'm all about this. Like,
but
I
it's
think,
always the same actor though.
yeah, that's Daniel Craig. I think is the one. I believe.
Yeah.
Isn't it an old guy?
Daniel Craig is
Daniel Craig is
the
older.
detective.
The detective.
He's a
Okay.
detective, yeah. But it's super. I don't know. Something about
like
that where it's
those.
like this is fun. Like I'm not like
I've seen a couple of those movies and they're good.
I'm not like counting down the seconds, but like hey, it's out. Okay, I'll go see it. Like it's like that, yeah.
I like Knives Out. People say Glass Onion is better,
I like Glass Onion.
but I watched Glass Onion, and it's all like they're wearing COVID masks and complaining about COVID, and I turned it off. I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh, that's weird.
I don't want to fuck with this.
Yeah,
It
you know
didn't
what?
help that it came out during COVID.
Yeah.
So it's like we're already dealing with this.
But
I
you know,
wanted,
like I
a
also
escape.
get like I get it. I suppose it came out during COVID too. But like even now when I'm watching the Olympics and they're showing me things from the last Olympics and it's just empty stadiums and the people with masks and it's like I don't even want to look at this. Don't even show me the last Olympics because it's just too depressing.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
watching
like
the fucking mask.
group trauma that we've all experienced.
Yeah.
I think none of us want to even think about how that happened.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I honestly am. It was so bad. I just can't. Please don't remind me. So yeah, I think that Glass Onion will forever be a movie where I'll be like, I'm good. It's because of that.
Speaking of Olympics, speaking of COVID,
Yeah.
let's talk about the guy who won a bronze medal
Noah Lyles
with COVID.
With COVID, yeah.
What a champ.
dude.
God.
Well, he didn't get
I
gold.
couldn't
I
imagine.
know, but still
He
being
got.
able
He
to
did get
compete.
gold earlier in the Olympics, so he
But
won.
then caught COVID.
Then he got COVID, and then what was crazy was like, I can't tell for sure because I guess like last time in the Olympics was in 2021. If you tested positive,
They wouldn't let you.
they wouldn't let you do anything,
Yeah,
and you were just like sanctioned away, and you had to be like quarantined off.
Probably
One
like, yeah,
guy,
send
they
you
found
off.
out later that he really wasn't positive, it was a false positive, and he missed his event, and that was it.
Oh,
Like, it
no.
was just done. Like, that, it sucked last time. This time, I guess, yeah, if you have COVID, you can still compete. You have to tell the athletes you have COVID, and then you have
up
to
to
quarantine until the race,
Okay.
essentially. So that's,
Did he do that?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Because I thought nobody knew he had COVID until he like collapsed after the race and they put him in a wheelchair.
Well, I mean, like you saw him in like warm-ups the earlier in the day, and you saw him like the day before, and he was wearing a mask all the time. So I do think that people.
They're like, "What's that mask? Don't worry about it."
Another thing too is like,
It's fine. You don't need one. We're
I
good.
don't know. I obviously wasn't there. I don't really know, but I do think that like. Once the race is over, he's in everyone's face breathing, and I can see him mouthing, "I need a mask," but like no one's giving it to him, and it's like, okay, well I guess. So like, did he just give 1,000 people fucking COVID because like he's just
super spreader.
he just can't breathe? I know, right? Well, a lot of
Those
athletes
athletes-
are getting COVID.
Oh, they are.
At the Olympics?
It's because they gotta swim in that nasty ass.
I mean, people got
river.
COVID at fucking Comic-Con too. Like every time there's a group of people are gonna get COVID, I think
Yeah.
forever. Yeah, they had to swim in that
The scene.
the CERN.
And
CERN?
we talked about this earlier, Derek. You brought it up that people were protesting by pooping
That's what I read.
in
Really?
the river
Yeah,
because
now
they
they're getting
hate the
sick.
Olympics.
And I heard that just the river's really
It was always really
gross to begin with, and
Johnny compared it to like the
E.
Hudson.
coli from swimming in
So
it.
people have gotten E. coli.
Oh.
They said they spent like $1 billion trying to make it clean so people could swim in it. Then they had the mayor of Paris swim in it before the Olympics, saying, "Hey, it's safe. He's swimming in it. It's
Yeah.
fine." But then at the opening ceremony, it rained super hard, and so all the storm drains once again funneled into it.
flushed all the shit.
All the
Yeah.
rat piss.
Yeah,
cigarette butts.
everything. So
putain, the sea is filled with my shit. This baguette. Hey, American, enjoy swimming in my shit. Hey, cola for you, putain.
they were doing this thing.
wee into the sun.
I play the violin for you in cola death, you putain American.
Garrett's been mimicking peeing on me for the last, and Johnny has not cut to it. I've been over this.
Into the river with my urine.
Hey, American, you like a wine?
I think this is
That's how they talk, bro.
You like a wine?
I think this is-
Kazakhstan is it?
I think this is offensive. I don't know.
No, they're French, dude.
Borat into the Olympics.
They're French. It's cool, bro. They like Jerry Lewis.
So the triathlon happened, and they had people
invented
swim in
French
that
Uh-huh.
for I think it was like 20 minutes. They had to swim in the CERN scene, whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the athletes got out and said like it kept getting in my mouth and it tasted like swimming in vomit.
No.
No.
So some people were hospitalized. It's like been bad from swimming in that.
I mean, there was a
Hospitalized?
swimmer that got out and immediately started
Barfing.
barfing.
But I will say though, I will say,
And they televised it, like
They
he was
did.
puking multiple
but
times.
a lot of times when people are working out really hard, they
Yeah.
do throw
No,
up. So it could have been
absolutely.
both. But
Holy
then
shit.
last night, so I have been watching the Olympics 24/7. Fall asleep to it because it's live. Then I wake up to it. It's on my office.
Yeah, you have an addiction. It's problematic.
We
We
talked
talked
about it.
this last week.
But last night, Jenny and I turned on the TV, and it's the marathon swim. I didn't know that was a thing. You gotta swim like 6.5 miles in open water, and they are swimming in that for 6.5
So how long
miles.
does 6.5 miles take? Like
3 hours, 4 hours? I don't know.
God.
So you're swimming in vomit for 4 hours.
For 4 hours. Also, you know the people who are in there for 15 minutes are getting hospitalized, and you're about to do that for 4 hours?
Oh my god.
Fuck.
You better like
That.
take your vitamins, put Neosporin up your butt, in your ears. Like how do you plug yourself up for that?
You don't.
You don't.
Especially when you're swimming, you're breathing, you're swallowing so much of that water. You're swallowing all of that
Imagine
water.
you finally made it to the Olympics,
And then that.
it's like, well, enjoy.
And it's like, you don't have any other places to swim in France? I bet you do. I'm pretty sure you do.
With chlorine.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so
Man, it sucks to be a swimmer. I'd rather be one of those shooters.
that guy's fucking everywhere.
The
that-
Turkish dude?
Yeah.
And the Korean woman, I think.
Well,
they're both
people
living their
keep-
best lives.
Winning gold now. And when they
Oh, yeah,
they
it's a
recreate that
pose.
pose
Right? Yeah.
after they win. The guy broke the world record in the pole vault, and the first thing he did on that was this. That's
Damn.
what everyone's doing.
Awesome.
It is pretty cool, actually. I mean, that guy,
I
like,
can't get over swimming in shit. Mentally, I'm still in the shitty river.
yeah. But yeah, so he got bronze with COVID, which is pretty impressive. You know, he won the gold in the 100-meter dash, and he won that by 5/1000ths of a second. So
God.
it's fucking wild.
It's crazy they're pushing the envelope with like these shorter runs, but Usain Bolt's time is still Undefeated.
His
in-
is undefeated. I will say
in the
though, so
long
right
run.
before this we went live, Garrett and I watched the men's 4x100 relay. So it's one lap around, but it's 4 people running it. So it's like 100, you pass out the baton, 100, you pass out the whatever. The guy who got COVID was supposed to be in that race, and he obviously couldn't race because he was like, I'm just too sick, I can't do it anymore. And so they got some new guy in. That new guy, I think, was the one who fucked up, and we didn't get a medal at all.
No.
So we needed him. The COVID ruined our chances at the Olympics.
But
I saw
Canada
the
came in
women's,
first.
though, yeah.
You saw that? I heard it on the radio. I've been listening on the radio too.
It's a
The
consolation.
women's was crazy.
Shakari Richardson probably
Yes.
at the end like won,
Oh my
right? Like
God,
she like
yeah.
killed it.
Oh hell yeah.
So good. Anyways,
Is that the stoner?
yeah,
Really?
yeah. She couldn't compete in the last Olympics because she tested positive for like THC or marijuana or whatever. And everyone's like, who cares?
Yeah.
We did this with Michael Phelps like 10 years ago, or we're still doing that?
Yeah, so they wouldn't let her compete. And it was like,
Wow.
who?
I remember the
She won gold.
snowboarder
It's
that one year.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, a snowboarder got busted. on that.
It's like it's not a
She's fucking
performance
snowboarding.
enhancing drug. It's just I don't get it.
It kind of is. You know, a lot of basketball players are dope smokers.
What are you saying?
Because the NBA specifically does not test for THC,
Yeah,
That doesn't
well,
mean everybody's smoking it.
yeah.
but
Means
a
they're not
lot,
testing for it.
but a lot are, because it actually can enhance supposedly their just focus in on the game and blocking out the outside world.
Hey,
Just-
speaking of basketball, you know what I found out yesterday? You guys are both older than LeBron James.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Well,
Why aren't I on like all these TRT?
I
like,
saw
cold
I saw
therapies?
this video
guy takes
of
everything.
LeBron James after the Olympics looking fucking old as shit. And
oh
then they're-
come on.
And they're like, yeah, 39-year-old LeBron James. I was like,
39.
39? What? And I
know-
Googled it, and he was born like December 30th, 1984.
Oh, so
Whoa.
I'm like 6 months older than him. Fuck. You know what? Who's
But
more
you look
successful?
way
That's up for
better,
debate.
We-
I don't know if
He
that's
looks
true.
better.
I don't think I do.
We're on the Natch, you know. He's all supplement up, and the Lakers are.
That
injecting
guy
him.
is
Who's he
like
play for?
the Lakers.
Okay, yeah.
And Team USA.
They ride him hard and put him away wet. You know, it's a
What
hard
are you
living.
saying?
It's hard living.
Yeah.
That's cowboy
he's getting,
slang.
He's getting
I've
pruny
never
like a
once
finger.
heard that in my life. I
It's
don't,
about a horse.
Yeah, he's getting pruny like
why
wet
is he a
finger.
horse? What are you
Because
talking
he's
about?
the Lakers'
Professional
number
athlete.
one
Workhorse.
star.
I just
The guy's the GOAT, Sean. What other analogy do you need?
Well, I think Derek's opinion stands alone on this. I think he's right. I don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying LeBron James.
Okay. Well, anyways, I've really been enjoying the Olympics until I saw breakdancing today.
Never wanted to
Until
shout out
you,
more
you
than ever.
saw that?
Oh, really?
Breakdancing was kind of lame. It's pretty lame. And I haven't watched the gold medal match, so maybe I'll see some good breakdancing. But as of right now, the qualifications, I have not been impressed.
So I had some questions about breakdancing.
Yeah.
What music is NBC licensing to be played during a breakdancing session?
Probably just going to
I don't-
YouTube
I
Audio
don't think-
Library. Getting
Well,
some
I
free stuff.
I don't know the music they're playing. I will say that
Is it just a beat?
Yeah.
It's generic. It's,
It's
not
generic.
like, hey,
I think everybody should do the same song.
hell yeah,
it's
dude.
they did a rhythmic gymnastics thing earlier, and I saw a girl and it was Michael Jackson's Thriller. So like,
So
they,
the
they
NBC
weren't-
has to pay for that.
I don't know because they're just televising the
yeah.
Olympics. Like, how do they have to pay? They're just televising the event.
I think
You know, if you're watching like
a baseball game and the
Yeah,
stadium's
yeah,
playing
yeah.
Metallica.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some like rights to fair use.
like maybe they pay for it like to play in the stadium, but if it gets televised, that's not their fault.
Because I was really curious about that. And like, is the judging gonna kind of be swayed by like, what if one dude plays like a lame generic beat, but then the other guy comes in with like, I don't know, some dope Sir Mix-a-Lot song that everyone knows, and it's like,
Maybe the United States government gets involved. We'll fund the
We'll buy your
licensing
song.
fees.
we are hiring DJ Jazzy Jeff to create a new playlist.
Because you're right. I mean, the music is a big factor in the entertainment factor and the entertainment value of the people watching at home. And there's commercials being played during the Olympics. And somebody is making money. These corporations are making money off the viewership of the Olympics. And it all adds into that. So they probably do have to license it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You could just play Michael Jackson and then run a McDonald's commercial. Be like, sorry, it was just on.
Also, NBC, Michael Jackson?
You know, if they played Slow Draw, the Hungry Eskimo song, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
Somebody made fucking millions of dollars just now playing that song. Like, where's my cut? Right?
That would kind of suck. Well, it'd be kind of cool at first, and then I'd go,
No, you wouldn't care.
If you found out, like, yeah, when NBC played that Slow Draw song, they made like $100 million.
Well, here's the thing.
that
If
hour.
NBC is playing that song, okay. But if it's in the background because some girl from Hungary is
Oh, that's
dancing
pretty dope,
with
yeah.
a hula hoop and that was her song too?
Fuck that.
What are you talking about?
Fuck that Hungary shit. Hey, give me what's the money in Hungary? Give me 1 million of those.
I need my 35 cents to split between the other 4 band members.
I think it's whatever. But yeah, so I don't know. It seems like people so far have I haven't been.
I noticed
riveted
nobody
by this
played a
one.
Taylor Swift song. That bitch will crack down.
True.
They
got-
did.
got lawyers.
They did play Taylor Swift, but
Of course you would say that.
I'm misled. What? The truth? I don't know what to tell you.
No wonder he's hooked on the Olympics. They play Taylor
Yeah, now I
Swift.
see why you like the Olympics.
All those glistening, muscular bodies.
Sorry
so
they
little
didn't break
clothing.
dance to Taylor Swift.
I just you said they're not, and I just told you that they were. Simone Biles, her routine on the floor size was to Taylor Swift.
Taylor.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
God
But then
bless.
Taylor Swift
What
narrated like before, like it, she was like talking about like they've trained their whole life, whatever. It's like it was her narration, so I'm pretty sure that they're like friends or something. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Simone Biles can't come to the podium right now. She's dead.
Taylor Swift accepts the medal.
That's so good.
Look what you made me do. That one's catchy.
I do like
That's
that
the
one.
You know
that's
who's
good.
living their best life ever? My dream life is Snoop Dogg. That guy is going to every event. He's like the official like Olympics ambassador. Man with the torch. They're like taking him place to place to place. Oh,
He's gonna throw the first pitch to the next.
well, he'd
Snoop
probably.
Dogg finally earned Sean's respect.
Yeah,
Finally.
I've always liked Snoop Dogg.
you have.
Yes,
You're a Snoop fan. Ever since Dog Pound,
ever since.
it's a good album.
There you go.
Remember when we played the game where you had to name that tune, but you couldn't say the name of the artist, so you just sang the part where Snoop Dogg spells his name?
Oh my
smart.
god. Does that count?
Singing.
Where do people watch? I think that's on Friend of
Yeah, it's on Patreon. Yeah.
We should plug our Patreon while we're talking about
Oh yeah, we should.
Good.
We can plug our shit.
it. Patreon.com/Mega64.
Mhm.
You can find us there.
Patreon.com/Mega64. You can get all of our exclusive videos, not available anywhere else. Friend Dimension, Movie Club, Record Club, special event streams. In fact, we're going to be having some new special event streams coming out in the next few weeks. We have 3 of them planned. They're going to be really fun. We're going to be holding a competition of our own in a sport that you've never seen anybody play before, probably ever in your life.
This one's not in the Olympics.
They don't play this in the Olympics, but probably because all the people who play this are too old to compete in the Olympics. But we're able to find a special court that is sanctioned and will allow us, if we found the equipment. I'm not going to say what sport it is. You're going to have to tune in to find out, but that's going to be coming soon. We're also going to be having some educational videos coming out soon where we dissect what we do here and how we do it. So if you've ever dreamed of being Mega 64, this will be your first step in achieving your goal. Sign up for patreon.com/Mega64. You don't want to miss that stuff. And also shop.mega64.com, where you can get our shirts, hats, skate decks, our media Blu-ray collections that are available.
So much physical
Yeah.
media.
We just put out the Kinuko collection.
There it is.
Look at that.
Look at that new Halloween shirt.
Yes, spooky season has officially started. The supermarkets are stocking candy. Spirit Halloween is popping up all over the country. So
I'm seeing
get your
skeletons in yards already.
yeah. Well, I actually, no joke, keep a skeleton and a pumpkin in my front yard year round.
I have pumpkins on my porch year round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Well, they're
keep
puddles
really well.
now. But
They're real pumpkins.
Yeah. I just keep putting a new pumpkin on the puddle of old.
Oh my
Ew.
God.
I'm a sick fuck.
I kind of feel embarrassed. I probably shouldn't say this too much, but I have those hardcore fundamentalist Christian neighbors in my neighborhood who don't celebrate Halloween.
Oh, those that don't
And-
give you candy when you knock?
And they have 10 kids. and the kids don't dress up for Halloween. And on Halloween, they do like a barbecue in their front yard where there's no Halloween activities happening. Like the kids don't have costume and they're not handing out candy. But it almost seems like they're showing everybody like, we're not celebrating Halloween today.
We're having hot
Look at
dogs.
us.
Yeah, we're having hot dogs.
This is our 4th of July.
4th of July part 2.
What the fuck? These poor kids.
Then I just wonder, like, well, I keep my skeleton up year round. Like, am I like the creepy house? Like, kids, I just want to let you know, don't go by that skeleton house because there's some dark-sided stuff happening.
I heard that they give out candy to kids on October 31st.
Say it so. Actually, I made my house so fucking haunted this year.
Oh, really?
That a different neighbor from across the street, this old lady came up, and she was like, so you're trying to outdo me with the Halloween decorations.
Competition.
And I was like, yo, you saw what I did? She's like, it's very nice. It's very nice. Yes, it was very impressive. Because I got I borrowed it from here, but that, like, God of Hell animatronic.
Oh, the crown prince.
He's like the crowned prince of hell. He's like 7 feet tall. He's like, bow down, petulant gutter snipe. Trick or treat, how about I steal your soul? But I think it broke because there's supposed to be a motion sensor that activates it.
Yeah.
That thing was just playing on loop
Oh.
the whole fucking night.
Demo
But,
mode, maybe.
I had to make a judgment call like, well, do I disable the voice or just have it screaming into the darkness all night? I went for option 2.
Holy shit.
So I think if you were within a half-block radius of my house, you probably just heard this,
On loop.
like, whoso be brave enough to venture into this
Oh
household.
my god.
And it's on loop. There's no break.
Yeah, there's like 3 phrases, right? So he just loops the 3.
On loop, full blast. I hung up a bunch of those like bloody spikes so it looked like Hellraiser's torture chamber like in the front of my house. Pumpkins, ghosts, skeletons, dead bodies all over my house.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Real Saw type shit.
Yeah, it was like Hot Topic came to life.
My dad used to love to scare the kids. He had a whole setup. Did I ever show you this, Derek, when you were back in the old days? But like, he would have this thing where kids would walk up and he'd play all these like sound effects, and then there would be a whole thing of like, what do you want? And then the doors would fly open because he had like a bungee cord, and then he'd be standing there with like a huge axe.
That axe.
So we have that axe, and like this thing, and then he would have screaming in a speaker behind in the tree, and then I would jump down and he'd be hanging there like dead, and like kids fucking hated it, but then parents would always like stand on the sidewalk and watch and like laugh as their kids were so scared.
Well, you would fall out of a tree like you were hung.
I was like, it's like hang from the tree. I would swing down, like be hanging on the tree.
Oh, okay.
So I would like, look dead.
I love that. I used to really scare people in my yard when I was like younger, like a teenager. I don't do that anymore, but I take some of the lighting from the studio here, like our production lighting, and I set it up in my windows so it looks like with the light there's like flickering green like coming from my kitchen. It looks like a laboratory or something. I'm also playing Halloween sound effects in addition to the dude shrieking.
There's music.
Hell chants. There's Halloween music, chains rattling, people screaming, and I'll just like put on a horror movie and like sit down, wait for trick-or-treaters, and I will hear kids outside like complaining to their parents that they don't want to come up to the house. Little kids be like, Mom, I don't want to, it's too scary. I don't want to go to that house. And then I'm like,
That'd be me when I was little.
got you. But a lot of houses, they're not scary anymore.
No, they don't do anything.
I want the kids to come up. This is the cute house. And I'm like, hey, if you don't come up, that's more candy for me. Don't come up here.
You gotta earn your candy.
Yeah, don't come up here, little bitch ass kid.
Yeah.
This is a scary house.
Go to the old lady with the inflatable pumpkin. Yeah, real scary.
There's a person on my block who does a legit haunted house through like their garage and like the backyard.
Still
in
2024.
We did it last year, and like
I'm considering doing something similar.
Yeah.
Because on the side of my house, there is almost like it's a straight shot into my backyard, and it's a paved.
Oh yeah.
It's like wall and fence, clean walkway, paved sidewalk that goes to my backyard, where there is like a little flat area where I usually set up some chairs. And I'm thinking like, I should just make that walkway scary as shit.
Yeah.
And then put the candy just right at the bottom.
Yeah.
So you got to. The only problem is there's not a lot of trick or treaters in my neighborhood.
Damn.
Dude, also, how'd you get out? Like,
Yeah.
you have to go back through?
Yeah, you go back through.
Okay, all right.
McCamey Manor Part 2.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
whoa.
Except
Whoa.
not.
No. You know what? You heard about that guy.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about McCaney Manor back in the day, right?
Well, he was arrested last week
Yeah. and
for
he-
attempted murder
Of his, like,
and
girlfriend.
like sexual assault.
Oh, so not the diddling that was going on during the tours, but this is like he actually attempted to murder his girlfriend.
His girlfriend.
Oh, this is a new development.
Yeah. He also like in McCaney Manor would like put dog shit in your mouth.
I know.
Yeah, and like
It's-
forcibly shave your head or like tattoo you.
What the fuck?
It's
this
so
guy was in
much.
San Diego
Make you
doing
swim in
this.
the
Yeah.
Seine
Who
River.
signs up for this?
Yeah, he makes you drink the
People with
water
trauma.
from Paris.
Ah, here's some CERN.
Yeah, no, he was finally arrested, but he was in San Diego for a long time, and then he ran out of money here and moved to Nashville or somewhere in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Also, I think for legal reasons, he was afraid to continue in California, so he went to a place where he felt more comfortable.
You
doing
can just break the
Oh,
law.
yeah.
It's more comfortable assaulting people.
basically.
Yeah.
So
It
you're telling me that
starts-
guy was arrested? I don't believe it.
So I watched a documentary on him,
I saw that.
and it starts. It's minimum 4 hours.
Yeah.
What?
Then you do like maximum like 10 or 12 hours, but they pick you up like a mile away. They make you like go to a creek and sit down, and then they'll come and tie you up and blindfold you and like duct tape you and then put you in a van and then take you to the manor.
Okay.
But you're basically just being abducted and
Tortured.
Tortured.
psychologically tortured.
Yeah, like everything I saw too, he doesn't actually, he probably had the actual like quote unquote manor here,
Yeah.
but in Tennessee he didn't. It was all like fake. So
Oh, it was
he
out
would-
outside. Right?
Yeah, so he said like, oh yeah, we have this like 300-foot zip line that you have to do, or you have to like crawl through this like moat or whatever. And it was all bullshit. He would blindfold people and make them walk around with a 100-pound bag of dog food on their back
Oh.
for like hours. And then be like, oh, well, sorry, you can't get into the manor, like, unless you complete this. And then people that did, he would like, be like, no, sorry, we're not doing it today. So
Oh.
he was like a con artist for one. And now it's like he's tried to murder somebody and assaulted them.
You can tell watching the documentary that there was something off with him
Yeah.
because he was one of those guys who, in addition to just looking sweaty and greasy and fucked up,
He
like,
worked at Walmart.
he looked like somebody who worked at Walmart. No offense to our Walmart employees out there. He looked like the worst of the Walmart
Yeah.
crew. But he would kind of just
Agreed.
get sick satisfaction out of describing all the heinous stuff he was doing to people. And it was one of those situations where he would laugh just a little too loud and laugh just a little too long, to where you're watching him and you're like, you're a fucking psychopath.
Like he's into it.
You're,
Yeah, it was like a
you're
kink for
too
him.
into this.
It's definitely a kink for him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So he's in jail now.
How did he get the first person to do it? You know, that's...
Because he
I think-
promised money.
Oh, you
Right,
get
Kev?
money for doing it?
Yeah, I think people are into it. Like, they want to do it.
I think it started as a neighborhood haunted house and it just ramped up more and
Yeah.
more.
To the like, hey,
He-
this is the most extreme one. And then
What-
marketed it
Like
that
the
way.
full advertising for it, like I remember back in the day, it would be like, nobody can complete this haunted house. It's so intense and scary. So I'm going to put up like a large sum of money for anybody who can complete it.
And then he was torturing you until you said you
Yeah.
couldn't.
Exactly.
Basically.
25 years ago, when I was in high school, I remember hearing about this place and just thinking it was an urban legend.
Yes.
Be like, you know, there's a haunted house that you have to sign a waiver to go
Yeah,
into,
yeah.
and then they can touch you, and they can do anything they want, and it's so scary, nobody's even been able to complete it. And I'm like, cool! Thinking like, that's not real.
Yeah.
And then you find out it was real, and that was the most shocking part. I
I
was like,
know.
oh, some urban legends are real? I think it was a real place. And it was in San Diego? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
But
good
it's no
riddance.
longer.
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Basically, the market's opened up. The Katie Manor
Yeah.
is no
Oh,
longer
yeah.
operating. If somebody else wants to swoop in, fill the void, scratch the itch, tickle the crevice.
Oh,
for
God.
all
There you
the
go.
Haunted housers out there who need a good scare.
Not
Yeah.
that bad.
I was going to say, welcome to a costume manor, but then you mentioned the crevices stuff, and I don't think you're going to be doing that in your haunted house.
No crevices.
McCanny
Yeah,
was.
just
Let him. That's his
Metaphorically,
field.
Yeah, just make it like scary. I'm good. right?
Yeah, don't touch anyone.
But honestly, I only became new with haunted houses very recently. It was up until we did the Halloween cast. That was, I felt like, oh, this is.
I know,
Oh,
because
I'm an
we
adult.
went to New Zealand and I tried to get you to go to a Halloween haunted house theme park.
I would have
operated
rather-
all year round, and you guys looked at me like I was crazy.
I would have
Oh, that
rather
sounds
done
so fun.
anything else,
Oh, that
but
sounds awesome.
but if we went today, unfortunately, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll go. So sorry.
You guys let me down in New Zealand. I'm just gonna say.
What?
We gotta go back.
I didn't know about this. This sucks.
Oh, sorry.
I went into Auckland, New Zealand by myself because these guys wouldn't leave the hotel room.
That is
I'm
not
proud of
true.
you.
I walked
I'm-
around all the time in New
I
Zealand.
went to a nightclub, comedy club.
You want to go at 3 in the morning? I was
3 in the morning. It was like 8 in the evening.
Well, 3 in the morning my
I
time.
went to a comedy club by myself on the other side of the fucking world. The dudes from like What We Do in the Shadows are like hanging out in there.
I'm
and
so jealous.
Yeah, and I'm just like, why am I here by myself? I'm like talking to the bartender, like, yeah, I'm here from San Diego. What's there fun to do around
But
here?
see, you did that. I watched the Rugby World Cup. Was
You were
happening,
watching
and New
TV.
Zealand was playing.
You were
So I
watching
was-
TV
went
in
to,
the
like,
hotel room. Man.
I wasn't in the hotel room. I went out and like watched this because it was like a huge like national event. I wanted to be part of it.
You have a sports
That was
day.
playing in the lobby of the hotel. Let's be honest.
But I was out there with the whole crew, like everyone was there. It was the whole country was there in the lobby.
You were uniting with the nation.
Yeah, it was. People were explaining the game to me. We
That's
got like
kinda cool.
wasabi teas.
Rocco was in the hotel playing Switch.
And that is true. That part is true.
Was it Wii U back then?
Wasn't
Yeah,
that long.
It wasn't that long
It was
ago.
2019.
Okay.
Switch was out. We did get to go to the Shire, so that was cool.
Yeah, and we walked
Back
on top
end.
of that volcano. New Zealand was dope. I love New Zealand. Yeah, let's go back. Take me back.
One
That
night.
in Japan. I'll go back there too.
Yeah, that's the goal, is just to get back there, man.
Japan?
Yeah, I have done some traveling, but all I think about is just going back. Because I've been since 2010, and a lot's changed. And it's so cheap right now, I keep hearing.
Really?
All my friends are like, now
Oh,
is the
because
time.
the money isn't as high.
It's not, the yen is weak against the dollar, they say. I don't know what it means.
Man, doing no
I'm
math.
strong
Yeah.
against the dollar.
So-
Speaking of strength,
Yeah, I want to hear about. You had your wrestling debut, right?
yes, I did last Friday. I have adapted, for those who don't know, the character Strife from the Game Crypt has basically given. Well, he hasn't given up the stage, but he's embraced the ring.
So you're telling me that the character Strife from the Game Crypt videos
Is kind of what I've adapted into my wrestling gimmick. So yeah, a lot of people know I've been training in a backyard for like 2 years, but this was like the first time like a homie, like shouts out to my friend Keith. He put me on his high school show. It was like a welcome back for the ASB. I never got cool shit like this at my high school, like I should say. It was dope.
Because I was a part of this too, and I've known Keith for a while. I met
Yeah.
him when I used to do commentary with Eric for Super Awesome Showdown, which is a wrestling promotion that was here in San Diego a few years ago. They're not operating currently. Keith wrestled for Super Awesome Showdown, but because we haven't been running shows for like 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
everybody at school like always heard like, oh, did you know our teacher was a wrestler? But they never got to see him.
Mhm.
So I don't know if he's gonna be wrestling for very much longer.
Well, he at the end of that show retired. He took his boots off in the ring,
yeah,
but he's got other characters.
Oh, that's what that means.
He's
If
got
you
other.
take your boots off in the ring. You retire.
Yeah.
basically they're leaving it all in the ring. But I think he wanted to have one final show because the kids never saw him and his
Yeah.
own daughter's never seen him
Oh,
wrestle.
so he is an
Oh,
actual
wow.
teacher at the school.
He's an actual teacher at
Yeah.
the school. So he put together this indie show, but it started with a rumble, a battle royale that Garrett was in.
Well,
but
the battle royale got changed because everything gets changed last minute to a Royal Rumble. A
it's
mini
the same,
rumble.
they're the same thing. Battle royale.
But
is-
we all got an entrance. Battle royale. I thought everyone starts at the same time.
well,
12 guys all at once. Go.
I guess technically the Royal Rumble is every 30 seconds, but it's still like many people in the ring, and you're disqualified by throwing them out of the ring.
Essentially the same thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, we all got released a minute intervals.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
And we got which I didn't, know until the day before. It's like, oh shit, I get it, because it wasn't gonna be. I didn't get an entrance song or anything before. Then the day before, it's like, oh shit, I do get it. It's gonna be short, but I gotta come up with a song real quick.
How was it being in the locker room as Because this is your debut technically.
Yeah.
You've done other shows.
Yeah, I've like what
It's
they
like a
call valet, yeah, or like been the manager role kind of thing. But I've done that about 3 times. So I've been in some locker rooms, but nothing like this where it's like, okay, like I'm getting ready for a
You
match.
have like your outfit you're putting on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Before I saw you like wearing like not the stripe.
Well, yeah, I was helping out other wrestlers, so I was in their like henchman gimmicks, right? Wearing different stuff. But this is the first time that I've worn the striped ring gear that I sewed like 6 months ago. Just been waiting for this thing. But it's dope. I got a big ass horseogram on the knee. I got the green. It's all green and black like the character.
Did you feel comfortable there?
Yeah.
Working with all the guys?
I felt super comfortable. There was like some bigger names on that card too, like Jordan Cruz and
Yeah.
CJ Tino.
That's what I was gonna say. So
I was like honored to be having.
Jordan Cruz has done some matches for AEW.
Yeah.
He's worked as like the security guard to get beat up for WWE.
Wow.
CJ Tino trained with the LA Dojo for New Japan. I think he was like a young lion over there. He knew Alex Coughlin, who Johnny and I had interviewed for Mega Strange, and was a ex-Mega 64 fan.
Yeah.
No longer.
Is no longer. How did that happen?
Wow.
And El Fatal is a luchador who Keith wouldn't tell me what promotion he was going to, but kind of insinuated he was going to a bigger Mexican promotion. So
Oh, that's cool.
maybe like AAA or CMLL. I'm not sure, but he was like, "We're really lucky to have El Fatal because pretty soon we would not be able to get him."
Yeah.
And he put on a great match too.
Yes. I was very I was like a sponge in the locker room because I was taking advice from so many different, like having conversations about like, hey, what are we gonna do in this match, and talking to the people I was in the match with, and then like getting advice on certain things, and even like talking about like our clothes, like ring gear questions and shit like that, and then just how comfortable I felt being there with one of my trainers, Vic Valentine. You know him from our Dragon Ball Z in 5-minute videos.
Yeah, he's Mr. Satan.
He is. So being there with him, and actually in that rumble with him, but then also having Derek there, and just knowing like, oh, I've known Keith for 10 years. I know Derek here. My buddy Brandon, who's Reverend Bishop Thunderbird, was wrestling in a different match. I just had like a friend group there, so I didn't feel like
That's
I don't
cool.
know anyone here.
I was happy to have you and Victor there too.
Okay, cool.
Because I had to go into the locker room and introduce myself, and people thought I was a wrestler, and I had to shake everybody's hand.
Yeah.
And I almost went like, well, I'm not wrestling tonight, but I'm calling your matches, so if there's anything you want me to say in the matches, let me know.
So was it a full auditorium of kids, like high school kids watching this?
I think we were really privileged
There
to
were
be in
300
a space.
people there.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a beautiful gym.
Yeah, it was a nice gym. It was a really nice production because you say like high school show, independent show. This was one of the best indie shows I've ever been to.
That's so
Oh, wow.
And the fact that we got to be a part of it was really cool.
Yeah.
They had this inflatable, because the school mascot is the Eagles. They had this inflatable eagle tunnel that the students, like the sports
like
team,
football
wrestlers-
players
So
went
that
through,
was
yeah.
the entrance ramp for the wrestlers.
That's,
That's
so
awesome.
sick.
They would play music and have a lighting. Like, they basically brought every elective from the school to work the show. So the audio visual department, the AV department was working,
How cool for them, right?
playing
Yeah.
videos, playing music, playing
Announcing.
lighting effects. They had the students were recording the matches and doing photography. The photography
class.
was
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So everybody was involved in some way.
That's so
That's so cool.
The principal came out and got involved on some
That
matches.
was- and the students, like, I didn't exactly attend extracurricular activities, but if I would have, I probably would have been clowning on my teachers and the
Yeah.
principal and shit. These kids were so into it.
Yeah.
When the final match happened and the principal came out and helped Orion Odyssey, it was like I saw ASB staff telling students calm down.
Because
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They were jumping up and shaking the railing
Yeah.
and going crazy.
So
It
what
was so cool.
what another wrestler said in the Facebook chat afterwards, and this was really interesting, and I agree, this was true. He said, Keith, and just to reiterate, Keith is a teacher at this school,
Yeah.
and he's, an older teacher. I don't think people really expected him to be like a legit wrestler.
Okay.
So he comes out as Orion Odyssey. He's doing hip tosses. He's throwing guys out of the ring. He's diving out of the ring. He's doing like suplexes off the top rope. It's submissions. It's near falls. I think that they were like, holy shit. Like,
He's a real wrestler.
He's a real wrestler. And when I was calling it, I was kind of putting over the story of like, hey, I know you guys like Orion Odyssey, but I don't know if he can keep up with Jordan Cruz. Jordan Cruz is tip-top condition. He's a seasoned veteran. I just think he's more experienced and more physically in peak condition than Orion Odyssey. So when the finish came, and I guess I'll say here that Orion Odyssey pulled out a victory.
Yeah.
Yes, the auditorium went insane. To say they went insane is an understatement. It was the biggest pop I've ever actually seen
At an indie show?
at an indie show ever. And a wrestler commented afterwards, and he said, Keith, that felt like what I had always heard of in the 70s with regional wrestlers when people thought wrestling was real.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you had a regional wrestler to Memphis, or you had a regional wrestler to New York that only that community knew of, and they loved that guy, and they would die for that guy. Or like in Texas, they talk about, well, back in the day in Texas, the Von Erichs were more over than you've ever seen. That's how over he was that night. It was like crazy.
That's awesome.
That is so much fun. And also, what a cool thing for him. If that really, what a way to go out, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's a cool way to be done.
I think it's like maybe he wants to keep wrestling after getting that.
Well, yeah, he's got other gimmicks, right?
Yeah.
And I was crossing my fingers because here's the politicking, just to real quickly break it down. The indie shows that are put on in San Diego are typically only run by schools that are here. You don't get
Wrestling school.
Yeah, you don't get into that show unless you pay tuition to that wrestling school because they've got a line out the door of guys that want to wrestle, and they're paying. So of course they put their people. That's just the way it is. So for me to get on this like weird one-off show at a high school thing because a friend hooked me up, that was like my little golden ticket.
Oh, so you got hooked up by being in this?
Oh my God, I owe Keith a lot because even being able to debut this early. I mean, yeah, I've been training for 2 years, but it's once a week, so it's not as as intense as maybe it should be if I'm really looking to debut on the indies, which isn't my goal. But I think my goal is little stuff like this on my friends' shows would be so much fun, and I'm really crossing my fingers because hopefully next year they're gonna want to do another welcome back bash for the high school. I feel like the principal and all the staff and the teachers were so impressed by what Keith could bring to the table that I'm just really hoping like this becomes an annual thing for the school.
So how long did you actually wrestle for?
Oh, I mean, we were in this opening rumble and it was supposed to be 10 to 15 minutes. I think we only got 10. That's the whole thing. But I was the fourth person in. There were only 2 after me, so I was only in it for 4 minutes.
Were you? I know you've we performed live a lot.
Oh yeah.
Were you nervous?
Oh, not at all.
No.
But I will say
Jeez.
it was
Nice.
a fucking blur. Like I didn't make eye contact with a single person in the audience. I didn't hear a fucking thing. I was focused on like what was supposed to happen, who was supposed to eliminate who, when I was supposed to take this thing, and where I was supposed to be at this time. So it was. If it wasn't for footage and getting to like edit a video of like this, I wouldn't even remember what the fuck happened.
Really?
Nor would I be able to go, oh, I need to fix that mistake. Oh, I need to fix that mistake.
Well, because you were telling me that you hurt you got an injury, right?
Oh, I was so into it that at one point, Vic Valentine's given me a choke in the throat. Real dastardly bullshit thing to do. But you know what you do is you put your hands in front of your throat to protect yourself, and you hold onto the rope with your hands, and they can push on the back of your head lightly.
Yeah.
But I was just so into it, forcing my fucking neck.
Like you were choking yourself.
To make it look good, I'm sticking my tongue out. There, you can see in the video where I bruised the shit out of my larynx.
Oh.
My voice is still. This isn't from Comic-Con still. I just
no.
I gave myself a sore throat, and I didn't know what happened. After the match, I'm in the locker room, and I just thought like, whoa, all that adrenaline just dumped because it's over now, and I must be sick from Comic-Con And I just didn't know until now. Like, oh, it hurts so bad to swallow. I got home, I took a throat drop, and my whole throat, everything, tongue went numb. It didn't do a fucking thing. And
Nothing.
that's when I realized it's on the outside. It's not on the inside. Like, I actually just, I think, like, I looked it up online. It's like, yeah, if you strangle someone, that will be, that will cause a
makes their
sore
throat
throat.
hurt.
So essentially,
Ow.
go figure, I had to Google that.
Dude,
But it's
I
not,
don't-
it wasn't Vic. It wasn't my coach. It was,
Garrett's
it
gonna get
was-
arrested because of his searches, all this weird shit. What happens if you strangle someone? McKinley Manor.
I think the Google search was like sore throat from choking, sore throat from
Oh no.
from pressure,
Rope around my neck, sore throat? Question mark.
autoerotic asphyxiation.
Well, I'm so happy that it went well. That's
A huge relief because I feel like there's all this pressure to get this like, oh, I've debuted. People talk to me for 6 months about when are you gonna debut, when are you gonna debut.
Yeah, now you say it already happened.
But yeah, now and even coming up to it, it was like, oh shit, is this happening? Like at Comic-Con, I was getting that fun, nervous energy.
Excitement.
Yeah, we were talking about it at our panel. I even saw some people that were at our panel
Who came?
who came to the show. It was
Hell
great.
yeah.
Some homies in the chat.
So yeah, you could get a ticket, even like so. School, the kids gotta go for free.
Yeah, ASB card got you in for free. Kids for $10.
And
Actually, no, kids were $5. Regular was 10.
But that's fucking cool. I mean, and then I'm sure they had food there because the cafeteria food.
Yeah, it was all
without-
candy.
Candy and chips.
I saw. I was like, oh, there's gonna be snacks, and I went out and I was like, oh yeah,
There
this
was-
is high school fundraiser.
There
It's
was like
all
a
candy.
halftime intermission, like 15-minute intermission. They start playing like music, like rap music, and like half the kids just get up and start like dancing. Like high schoolers dance.
Yeah.
Basically, like,
yeah.
I got a funny story that I got to shout out. A homie that came from our Comic-Con panel. It was in the intermission. All the kids were dancing, I remember. And I see this guy kind of like walk out and the kids are dancing. He looks like a young guy. Looks like a high schooler. I'm in a high school, right?
Right.
And he's like, hey man, I got some good footage of you. Where can I send it? And I'm just like, oh, I don't want to message a high school kid. Oh fuck, how do I get this footage? And I'm like, oh yeah, just my socials, bro. Yeah, just you can find me. My name's Garrett Hunter. You can find it. I'm like also after my match, like I'm in a hoodie and I took my ring gear off because I don't want to break the illusion, right? But he knows us from Mega 64. I don't know this yet because I just think he's a student. So I'm like, you give me the footage. He's like, no, let me send you Instagram. All right, yeah, send it to me. Well, look, what's your Instagram? Yeah, so you go here? I changed something. I was like, so you go here? And he looks at me dead in the eye. He's like, bro, I was at Comic-Con. I'm in the Marines. I graduated 10 years ago, bro. And I was like, I'm so sorry, dude. You have a baby face. Yeah, take it as a compliment. I didn't want to start messaging a high schooler, so hey, cool. I'll give you a follow. I followed him immediately. I just felt so bad, but I was just like, this young guy's like asking to message me. I don't think that's
Appropriate.
something I should do.
hello, Mr. Garrett. I'm a big fan.
I don't want to doctor disrespect myself here.
Oh
you know?
my god.
But that was fun. Shouts out to the internet soldier out there.
That's cool that they went though.
But I did launch a TikTok for Stride, and I think I'm gonna just put all my wrestling stuff
A stripe talk.
on Stride.
So if people want to see this match, they can go to your TikTok.
They can see my highlights because I cut out all the mistakes. So yeah, you can check it out on TikTok. I ended up posting it on Instagram. It's too long for Twitter, but you can find it there. I think I meant to do it last PPS, but we just didn't get to a PPS last week. But I want to go through maybe the raw footage and like break down. Here's where I fucked that up. Here's what
Okay.
Have fun. We like to show a lot of stuff on the PPS
Sure.
from training anyway. So
Yeah.
this kind of goes along with that. So maybe tune in.
So I heard this week's PPS was titled "We Tried."
Yeah, Johnny liked that. We got here, we tried to go live, and every time I went live on either Twitch or YouTube, Windows crashed and everything went dead for like 2 to 3 minutes. But we would be live for 2 to 3 minutes. Like
Huh.
not being able to touch the keyboard, not being able to switch a camera, not being able to turn a mic off.
What
Just
the fuck?
talking, going, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know.
Oh no.
So there were some net framework Windows update that I needed because until that happened, we just crashed for 2.5 hours. I think we troubleshot for 2.5 hours. And I say troubleshot because it was a shitty day. I was getting mad. I only punched my keyboard once. Brian got up and kind of like went to the other room.
That's when you were like,
and I was like, oh, shouldn't have punched my keyboard. It kind of hurt my finger.
Oh no.
But no, we got like everything working finally. And then I just went live long enough to say, hey guys, it's not gonna be a show tonight.
That sucks. Well, you tried.
It's burrito time, boys. We'll see you next week. Yeah, we tried. Which was the title.
That is the title, yeah.
So what did you upload?
Nothing. Basically, I had to go through the YouTube and the Twitch archives and delete like 50, 2-minute videos of us going, I don't know what's happening. I can't figure it out. There's like seriously, like I think we went live because I could probably notified people so many times.
Probably unsubs.
But we probably went live like 8 times on each platform, and I had to delete all these stupid videos. But I just kept the one on Twitch. I'm not gonna put it on YouTube, but it's just me and Brian for 10 minutes talking about how shitty this day was. I've just been having computer problems like crazy. I was trying to play like Cyberpunk Red on tabletop with my friends that moved. So we're doing something called Foundry, which is like a virtual tabletop simulator, and they have like different games you can play in Foundry. Just open a web page, open Discord. Yeah, it's so cool. I couldn't get it working. It's so simple, and I was like troubleshooting for an hour. I just told the DM like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm wasting everyone's time. Like, you guys play tonight.
Dang.
I'll see you next week."
We tried.
I ended up driving here. I was like, fuck it. I drove here, got on this computer, and it worked fine.
Okay.
I've been having shit luck with the electronics lately.
Fair enough. Well,
It happens. You get a gremlin.
what can you do? I don't know. We were filming yesterday. This is not about. This is a shit luck story.
This is about another
It's about the podcast.
another injury.
podcast. Yeah. Should we say we were filming? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We were filming. We have not forgotten about the closing song for the podcast, and we were filming parts of it, and just I was doing stuff, and I'm not gonna go too far into it, but there was a part where Jared said, "Hey, Sean, it'd be funny if you like ran by real quick and then like just fell on this grass right here." Okay, and I was going to pretend to trip, and in doing so, actually tripped and fell like this, and I hurt my fucking ribs again.
He cracked another rib, you guys.
I thought he was making I thought you were pranking us.
How? Different side of my other side. It was like this. Now it's this side. It's not as bad as last time. Like last time was like
You've been on the vitamin D?
excruciating. I've been on vitamin D. Honestly, I feel like if I hadn't been doing that and working out with you, I think I could have broken the ribs again. But I couldn't sleep last night. It's like bruised and sore. It just like
No.
why? How do I fake fall when I'm?
Was it your elbow went into your rib cage?
like this part of your elbow.
Oh, that
like,
point.
the
Yeah,
point.
we got points.
Boom, like right onto like that. So yeah, I'm like, but we have the footage, so maybe it's funny.
You're
but,
like Samuel L. Jackson from Unbreakable.
Mr. Glass.
Every time that I break my ribs out, it's always on camera. So I have that
Oh
going.
yeah, we do have.
I do
That's
have-
got to be the take we use, right?
I mean, I didn't see it. I think I fell too early or late or something. Fucked it up.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know you were going for a pratfall, so I just thought you really tripped. the
Oh,
first
well, I
time.
was supposed to pretend to fall, and I actually fell. I'm an idiot. But fucking idiot. Anyways, look forward to that.
Yeah, it's
soon.
coming, guys.
We're working on it.
Soon.
Haven't forgotten. Is there anything else you want to cover, or have we done it? Have we done a great show?
You guys talked last week about new video and
Yeah.
Comic-Con, I'm sure. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the Deadpool Wolverine video is out. We made long scenes from the Deadpool Wolverine Part 2
Oh, yeah.
movie. Those aren't available yet, but we're
I
talking
think-
about. putting those on
I think they are on
Patreon?
Patreon.
Oh, they are.
I think
think
Rocco started
they
putting
might
them
be.
up. So
Well,
maybe not all of them.
nobody told Wolverine, let me tell you.
Look out, bub.
Good. And if they're on Patreon, you can see them. Patreon.com/Mega64. Shop.mega64.com. Pick up some items from the Kinko merch drop, including the new Halloween shirt. Can we get that on screen one
Yeah,
more time?
we had a sweatshirt version of this, never on a t-shirt, first time, and God, it's gonna be a comfy color, so you know it's gonna
Hell
be
You know it's going to be good. And I do love that graphic, so I'm very happy.
And they're selling fast, so
Very
go
fast.
grab yourself one right now. Stick around. We're going to be doing an after show in just a few moments, but this has been a good Mega 64 podcast on a hot Friday morning. Hope you liked it. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
He died again.
Here's a treat from Greenwich. Get 50